Hey everyone, Worldwide Way, are you ready for an adventure? Today, we're not just going to the beach, we're going on a quest. We're searching for some of America's best-kept secrets. These are places whispered about by locals, hidden away from the big crowds and noisy boardwalks. Imagine a shoreline where the only footprints are your own, or maybe the tracks of a wild horse that just galloped by. These aren't your typical everyday beaches with rows of umbrellas and snack stands. These are hidden gems, tucked away and waiting to be discovered by explorers like you and me. They are wild, beautiful, and full of surprises. Think about it, the United States has over 95,000 miles of shoreline. Our first stop takes us to the coast of North Carolina, a place that feels like it's from another time. It's called Shackelford Banks. This isn't a beach you can just drive up to. Oh no, you have to earn this one. Shackelford Banks is a barrier island, a long, narrow strip of sand that protects the mainland from powerful waves. To get here, you need to take a ferry, a private boat, or a small skiff. That journey is the first part of the adventure. As you approach, you won't see buildings, roads, or power lines. You'll see 9 miles of undeveloped, windswept beauty. It's a truly wild place. 2 words, wild horses. Over 100 wild horses called banker ponies roam freely. These animals are completely wild, respect their space, watch from a safe distance as they graze, or roll in the sand, like a living documentary. This island isn't just a beach, it's a time capsule. Let's dive a little deeper into the incredible ecosystem of Shackelford Banks. It's not just about the horses, as amazing as they are. This island is a critical habitat for a whole host of other creatures, especially birds. Because it's so undeveloped, it's a perfect nesting ground for many species. If you visit during nesting season, be very careful where you step. You might see American oystercatchers with their bright orange beaks, or the tiny piping plover, a threatened species that relies on quiet beaches to raise its young. The waters surrounding Shackelford Banks are just as full of life as the island itself. On one side you have the powerful Atlantic Ocean, and on the other, the calmer waters of the Back Sound. This creates a rich marine environment, nurseries for fish, crabs, and shrimp. It's a perfect example of how land and sea work together to create a thriving ecosystem. The island's landscape is constantly changing. The hardy sea oats and dune grasses hold the sand in place like a net. Without them, the island would simply wash away. When you visit, you become part of its story. Be a respectful witness. Observe from afar and leave no trace. Next up, we're leaving the salty ocean behind and heading inland to one of America's greatest natural treasures, the Great Lakes. Our destination is Sandpoint Beach, located within the Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore in Michigan's Upper Peninsula. When you think of a beach, you probably picture the ocean, right? Well, get ready to have your mind changed. The Great Lakes are so enormous that they feel like freshwater oceans. Standing on the shore of Lake Superior, the largest freshwater lake by surface area, you can't see the other side. It's vast and beautiful. Sandpoint Beach is a true hidden gem, even within the popular Pictured Rocks Park. What makes it so special is its incredibly fine, sugar-white sand and the stunningly clear turquoise water. On a sunny day, you'd swear you were in the Caribbean, not Michigan. The water is often calm here, perfect for swimming, kayaking, or just wading in the shallows. So why is this paradise not overrun with visitors? Most visitors focus on the dramatic cliffs, seen best by boat tours or long hikes. Sandpoint is tucked away and more subtle in its beauty. You have to know it's there. Walk the shoreline after a storm and you might find colorful Lake Superior agates, tiny treasures from deep time. The beauty of Sandpoint extends beyond its sandy shore. Just behind the beach, you'll find a forest, pine and birch groves. A short, easy trail winds through these woods and offers a completely different experience. In spring, the forest floor is covered with wildflowers. In summer, you can hear migratory birds nesting here. A wonderful contrast, the vast open lake and the intimate forest. Lake Superior is cold, the deepest, and one of the cleanest, which supports unique fish like lake trout and salmon. The lake's power created a legendary history of shipwrecks. Just offshore lie protected wrecks, haunting reminders of the lake's wild nature. One of the most magical times to visit is at sunset. Because the beach faces west, you get an unobstructed show. The lack of city lights makes this a superb dark sky spot. On a clear night, the Milky Way stretches across the sky like a glittering river. Visiting Sandpoint helps us appreciate the diversity of America's shores. Our next secret spot takes us to the rugged coast of Northern California, deep within Redwood National and State Parks. We're heading to Endert's Beach, a place where the world's tallest trees stand just a stone's throw from the crashing waves. This isn't your typical sunny California beach, it's a place of mood and mystery, often shrouded in cool coastal fog. The journey to get here is part of the magic. You take a short scenic hike down a winding trail from the coastal drive. Anticipation builds with every step. What makes Endert's Beach breathtaking is the dramatic scenery. A wide sandy cove flanked by steep cliffs. Giant pieces of driftwood are scattered across the sand like ancient sculptures. At low tide, the beach reveals tide pools, another miniature world to explore. Most visitors focus on the giant groves and drive right past the turnoff for Endert's Beach. The short hike deters casual beachgoers, and that seclusion preserves its wild character. On a weekday, you might have the whole beach to yourself, sharing it only with seabirds and seals. Exploring Endert's Beach is an experience for all the senses. You can feel the cool, moist air on your skin, a mix of salty sea spray and the earthy scent of the redwood forest. You hear the rhythmic roar of the Pacific waves crashing against the rocks. See the incredible textures, weathered driftwood, rough redwood bark, and glistening tide pool life. It makes you feel small in the best possible way. The tide pools are a universe in miniature, perfect for kids and curious minds. They're a classroom for marine biology. Be gentle and respectful, these creatures are fragile. The hike back up rewards you with panoramic views. Lookouts along the trail offer spectacular vistas of ocean and forest. Keep an eye out for Roosevelt elk and sometimes even distant whale spouts on migration. Endert's Beach is a place for quiet reflection and appreciation of interconnected systems. It's a secret worth keeping, but also worth sharing responsibly. If you visit, act as a steward, pick up trash and protect the wild spirit for future generations. For our final secret spot, we're island hopping to the magical island of Maui, Hawaii. We're heading to the remote town of Hana, but not to the famous resort beaches. We're going to a beach that looks like it's from another planet. This is Kaihululu Beach, better known as Red Sand Beach. The sand here is a deep, rusty red color. This isn't a place you stumble upon by accident. Finding it requires navigating a narrow, slippery, and sometimes treacherous trail that clings to the side of a cliff. This challenging journey is what keeps this incredible place a secret. The sight of Kaihululu is truly unforgettable. A jagged wall of black lava rock protects a calm lagoon for swimming, but always be cautious. Powerful currents lurk near the mouth of the cove. The whole scene is framed by a red cinder cone cliff that is constantly eroding. Iron-rich cinders crumble and are ground by waves into the red sand. It's geology in action, a beach being created before your eyes. This place is not an official park. Trails are unmarked and landowners often discourage risky visits. That natural gatekeeper ensures only determined, careful adventurers witness its otherworldly beauty. Wow, what a journey! We've traveled from the wild horse-roamed shores of the Atlantic to the freshwater seas of the Great Lakes, stood where giant redwoods meet the foggy Pacific, and marveled at a secret red sand cove in Hawaii. Shackelford Bank, Sandpoint, Endert's Beach, Kaihululu Beach. These 5 beaches are just a tiny glimpse of hidden wonders across the U.S. They prove that adventure doesn't always mean famous or crowded destinations. Sometimes the greatest rewards are found off the beaten path, or a short boat ride away. Remember, pack out what you bring, stay on marked trails, and observe wildlife from a respectful distance.